All right, joining us for the very latest on the weather conditions and damage in the Eastern Cape is SABC News reporter Anda Nqonji, who is in Gqeberha for us. Good afternoon, Anda. We've seen the disturbing images of flooded roads. We also understand emergency personnel are inundated with calls for help. Just take us through the very latest.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. We are coming to you live from 3rd Avenue Deep here in Newton Park in Gqeberha, one of the many roads that have closed down as a result of the floods in this area. Drivers have been cautioned to be careful when using roads across the province, just to make sure that they are safe. It looks like tonight will yet again be another gloomy night, an anxious night for residents of the Nelson Mandela Bay as the rains are starting to pour yet again, something that most residents expressed that they were anxious about. They were hoping that it wouldn't happen, as they are now ready to begin with the mop-up operation. Well, this as the floods in the Nelson Mandela Bay have displaced over 100 people, and one person actually lost his life. We did visit the family of Gqeberha, where a 76-year-old man died trying to disconnect cables when he woke up and noticed that there was water and floods all over the room. His family says that he died a hero to them, as he died trying so hard to protect them. This prompted a visit by the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Oscar Muyane, to the home to try and figure out what the situation is like in the area. And I must mention that on our way there, we noticed the extent of the floods, as we're also struggling to get into the specific area because of the floods, and most of the roads were closed. But we spoke to the family, fortunately, that managed to take us in or tell us a bit about what they were going through, saying that the 76-year-old was still pretty much in good health, and he took very good care of his family, and they didn't expect him to be gone so soon, especially this tragically. They also mentioned that the Premier did promise to assist them in terms of making sure that the funeral arrangements are well taken care of, and also to help them with the mop-up operations once they begin. But they did mention that they were so frustrated because they do not even know where to begin, as now in that home remains an old woman who relied solely or mostly on her husband. But also just to take you through to what happened inside the Nelson Mandela Bay, or in the Nelson Mandela Bay, we did also get to speak to the MEC of Health, who actually took a tour around hospitals within the Nelson Mandela Bay, saying that she had to do this as she received news of flooding in certain hospitals. She did go to Provincial in Uitenhage, where she says that she did see significant damage there, as there was flooding. The pediatric ward was well flooded, but she also mentioned that their files were well intact, fortunately for them, and the food also. So the patients continue to be safe regardless. She also did visit the Doranginsa hospital that has also been badly affected, as you can see water and flooding as you walk into the hospital. She also visited PE Provincial, where the main issue was electricity. Well, that's one thing that all these hospitals have in common. There has been a great disruption to electricity across the Nelson Mandela Bay, especially in hospitals. But she mentioned that they have gotten a contractor to try and speed up the process of dealing with the damage that has done, and that currently they are much reliant on the generator to make sure that the patients are kept very much safe. Speaking to the residents across the Nelson Mandela Bay, they did allude to the fact that this is not the first time that the floods have happened, or that the Nelson Mandela Bay has flooded, and most of them mentioned their concerns, especially with regards to things like drainage, with some even saying that during the drought, it must have been evident that when it breaks, then there should be flooding. Why hasn't the Nelson Mandela Metro done anything about it? But so far, as it is, most of them are just sitting and hoping, crossing fingers that there will finally be a glimpse of sunlight, at least tomorrow, so that they can begin piecing together their lives and see what they do from here. But right now, from myself, Anda Nqonji, and colleague Mindile, it's back to you in studio.
And a very pertinent question there you ask around the stormwater drainage system, but of course a very disturbing update about the passing of the 76-year-old. That was SABC News reporter Anda Nqonji in Gqeberha for us.